I'll be talking on metabotropic glutamate receptors. Firstly, we are going to start with glutamate receptors, which are proteins found in the membrane of nerve cells. They help in neural communication, synaptic plasticity, that's the learning and memory, then brain functions, and so on. Then these glutamates are divided into two, which are the ionotropic and the metabotropic glutamate receptors. But I'm looking at the metabotropic glutamate receptors. Now, these are G protein coupled receptors. They are slower when you compare it to the ionotropic glutamate receptors, and they work through secondary messengers. Now, this is the signaling transduction pathway of these metabotropic glutamate receptors. Now, this is how it works. Firstly, the glutamate receptor, which is intracellular, is first released from the presynaptic neuron and binds to either this metabotropic glutamate receptor 1 or 5, because this glutamate receptor, they are complex. So when it binds on either the first group or group 5 on the cell membrane, activating a G protein inside the cell. Now, this G protein turns on an enzyme called the PLC, that's the phospholipase C beta, which breaks down a lipid cell membrane into diacylglycerol and IP3. The IP3 activates calcium ion, which activates other processes, while the diacylglycerol activates PKC, protein kinase C, which is an enzyme that adds phosphate group to protein to change their work, their shape, their function, so on. Then the calcium ion also activates CAK beta, PYK2, and alongside with the SRC, you can see the diagram. These three are proteins which increase the signals that can on other processes. Now, this leads to feeding the NMDA receptor, which are ion channels involved in learning and memory. Now, there is something called the PTP, which is protein tyrosine phosphatase, that inhibits the action, while the SRC also activates it, creating a balance. The beta-arrestin is also a protein which acts as a brake to prevent overreactivity. So that is how it works, how the signal transduction works. Then there are other related diseases, which are schizophrenia, epilepsy, Parkinson's diseases, chronic pain, etc.